Built on the site of the ancient Greek city of Halicarnassus, Bodrum on the Turkish Riviera, sometimes known as the Turquoise Coast, is a thriving and vibrant tourist destination popular for its relaxed ambience, clear blue skies, warm azure seas, and the many internationally famous fish restaurants scattered along its coastline. It is also a place steeped in history. Bodrum Antique Theatre, constructed during the reign of King Mausoleus in the 4th century, originally seated as many as 13,000 people, and was predominantly used for live theatre performances and gladiatorial battles. Today, it hosts concerts by both local and international musicians. The Gate of Mindos is all that remains of one of 3 gates in the 7-kilometer-long wall that once surrounded the ancient city. And by the time the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus was destroyed by earthquakes in the late 15th century, it was the second longest surviving of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the only remaining wonder today being the Great Pyramid of Giza. Today, the focal point of the city is the colorful Bodrum Marina, which has been voted one of the top 10 marinas in Europe. Here, on its bustling waterfront, you can soak up the relaxed atmosphere strolling alongside the many colorful boats that are moored there, or relaxing at one of the many bars and restaurants on the quayside, having something to eat or drink while watching the world go by. Just back from the waterfront is the Marina Shopping Center. In the shaded, tarpaulin-covered lanes of this bustling area of the city, you can wander between stores and stalls offering a mix of clothing, jewelry, and arts and crafts, as well as more upmarket shops selling high-end designer wear. You can even try out your haggling skills and maybe pick up that extra special bargain. And if that is too strenuous for you, you can simply sit back and enjoy a coffee while soaking up the atmosphere. A little further along the waterfront you will come to Bodrum Castle, a 15th century fortification which today houses the Museum of Underwater Archaeology. Built by the Order of Knights of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, more commonly known as the Knights Hospitaller, work on the historic fortification first began in 1402, the first walls being completed in 1407, and the first completed of the inner structures being the chapel. Originally built as the Castle of St. Peter, the first walls were completed with stone from the nearby Mausoleum of Halicarnassus some 5 years later, along with a papal decree guaranteeing building workers from across Europe a place in heaven for their efforts in its construction. With its 4 towers each bearing the name of the nation responsible for their construction, the castle stood as the second most important fortification of the order after their headquarters on the island of Rhodes, serving as a refuge for Christians from across Asia Minor. But in 1523 the fortification fell into the hands of the Islamic Ottoman Empire, a minaret was added, the chapel converted into a mosque, and the castle remained under its control for the next 400 years. After standing empty for more than 4 decades, the Turkish government decided to turn the castle into a museum for the relics retrieved from shipwrecks in the Aegean Sea, and in 1962 founded the Museum of Underwater Archaeology. Today the museum is the largest of its kind, and the towers and rooms of the castle house many fascinating collections of ancient artifacts. Fine examples of pottery, glass and glassware, and even a reconstruction of the oldest shipwreck in the world. Brimming with history dating back 700 years, a visit to the castle is a must when visiting Bodrum. In its grounds and towers there is something for everyone, both young and old. It is informative, educational, and entertaining, and if that is not enough for you, there are some great views across the bay from its ramparts.